what may be the hottest year in history, scientists have recorded radical changes to the permafrost in Antarctica.
The Pandoravirus, a so-called giant virus with the largest genome size ever recorded.
The crabs also display increased aggression, even towards larger predators.
A striking new weather anomaly has claimed many coastlines around the world. NASA is examining these clouds to figure out...
We've detected large amounts of an organic composite. So far, the sample doesn't match any of the DNA records we've compared it with.
We all saw it. Those creatures coming out of the sea on that oil rig.
The president has declared a national emergency.
It's obvious that what we're dealing with here is a biological weapon. As of today, we are at war.
It's taking their minds. I saw them walk right into the sea. Thousands of people. Thousands.
The mist is gone, but the city is dead. The roads are broken. You must join one of the havens. Do not attempt to survive on your own.
Hello everybody, welcome back. This is a new season of Phoenix Point by Kraise Gaming. Now, I have actually already done an episode or two, but I ended up having some microphone malfunctions that meant I had to go and do it again, which is a real pain. And so I did an upload last night. I had to delete. For some reason, it just, throughout the editing and recording, the microphone just screwed up. So we're going to do it again. So we've got a new game going on, Legend, Living Weapons, Dark Game. Enjoy the video. I'll explain about the game as long. Very XCOM-y, but it's, I would say, a little bit more evolved.
The Phoenix Project was founded on October 24th, 1945. The Second War to end all wars was over, but there were those who understood that we could no longer afford to think in terms of nations and empires. For a time, the Phoenix Project successfully navigated the political conflicts of its era. That was our golden age. Phoenix Project operatives scoured the world for clues. We had bases in 24 countries. Even the heavens were not off limits. But out there, on the far side of the moon, began our downfall. The failure of the Phoenix 2 mission exposed us to our enemies in the UN. Stripped of resources and scattered to the winds, we were reduced to a secret, a memory. When the Pandoravirus woke up, we should have been the first line of defense. When huge clouds of mist appeared over the sea, when people started vanishing, we should have figured out what was going on. And when those people started coming back, changed, hostile, alien, we should have been ready to fight, but we failed. The ecosystem started to change, imperceptibly at first, then faster and faster. 3 factions arose. New Jericho, trying to restore order and purity. Sinedrin, hoping to build a world without hierarchies. And the disciples of Anu, a new syncretic religion dedicated to adaptation and biological change. At war with the world and at odds with each other, these factions cannot find a way forward. Now the mist is returning and armies are rising from the sea. Without the Phoenix Project, humanity will fall. It's time to rise from the ashes.
Okay, so yeah, the video there mentioned 3 factions. Now I'm going to be doing 3 seasons. Start off with Phoenix Point. This season I'm going to let whichever relationship grow naturally, and the further 2 seasons will be with the other 2 factions with 1C. Now, welcome to the Geoscape. Very XCOM-like, you know, with base. Okay. Research lab, satellite link, the update. There are other bases around that we have to activate on. And then we go and explore. Base itself. Resources that we have to collect. Tech, materials, food. Now food is already -4. But we do collect a load of resources. That being said, one thing that this base is missing down here is food production. So we're going to build that. And that will give us +8 to offset the -4 here. Now, it says -4 because of the personnel. These guys. So we've got Luke, Passion. Can change of it. Here's male. I don't quite know what's going on. Okay. Got Simon Henrik. Got Bjorn Lange. Kevin Coach. Kevin. So, if you guys want me to change, especially you guys that have come over from the XCOM 2 campaigns, if you guys want me to change the name of any class or any of this, feel free to tell me and I'm more than happy to do it for you. Character in this game, please put your comments below. Now, research. Oh yeah, so we've got just our heavy, our sniper, bolts. And obviously that will grow as we go along. Research, atmospheric analysis. Now, what this is going to do is the only one we have, and obviously we unlock more as we go along, and the friendlier we become with any faction, more of their own research that we get as well. And what this atmospheric analysis is, go back to the G-escape, somewhere around the coastline will be a red blob. There'll be loads all over the globe. That will tell us where the Pandoravirus is originating, and it will have nests, bases, and all that sort of thing that we need to kill. So we'll come back to research when we've got a bit more manufacturing. Obviously, as it sounds, weapons, ammo, armor, vehicles. I do want to get one of these fairly sharp. Days to build that, 4 days to build that. We don't have enough research. Diplomacy will open up as we go along. Now, let's go and have a look. I think we should kind of sort this out first. What I'm going to do is an area scan. That's going to open up all of this. And we'll explore. Hey. Fort Valkyrie is a haven run by New Jericho, so we meet them first. It means that normally things are quiet and under control, but right now there's an emergency. A group of soldiers is on a killing spree. It began with strange dreams, heard in the night. I could not detect any such changes. Behavior conditions. At New Haven are sadly quite familiar. Like something driven them. We stop these soldiers, New Jericho will undoubtedly be. That is a tough mission. Not one that we can take at this point. We can.
Research complete.
Okay, atmospheric analysis. No, it's right there. Behind me. Okay. So we have recruitment protocols. Guys. There we go. At the Sanhedrin Haven of down the city, figured out that our open and democratic society would steal from. One of the Haven citizens tells our operative. They pretended to join us, they made off and took factions. Citizen 5. I said they made off, but the truth is they didn't get very far. In fact, they're stuck in Haven, but as you can imagine, it's a strange situation. People pretended to be our friends, they lived in months, all just to make a profit. Those old habits die hard. It assists in each problem. So that is also the first mission for them First mission for them. So we've kind of got both, and we'll have to make a choice or something. Over here. Oh, blimey, the Disciples of Anu straight. Okay, so at the Disciples of Anu Haven in Nineveh, hated worm infestation causing locals have placed their hopes in Axia. Disciples great. Nurgle is said to be fighting a series of pits. Could eradicate the infestation, helping the Haven and no. Okay, so we've literally got all three factions. Interesting.
Research complete.
Recruitment protocols. Jaime, the father of the Reformed. Joseph Sexton, better known as the father of the Reformed, once a high-ranking member of the Disciples of directly yearning. Then something happened. Some say he heard a whisper, something the Exalted said to the Taxiarch Nurgle that no one else. On that day, Saxton rejected the Exalted and proclaimed himself. He and his followers called themselves the Reform, founded Candigarek, center of a more truthful people to dead God. Since then, it has grown but slowly. Strange, hostile place, and few disciples have abandoned their. Those who follow Saxton would follow him into hell. Father of Reformed has allowed our operatives to speak to him because he wants to offer them a mission. The same mission he offers every well-armed group, the Reformed Vengeance. Attack the Disciples of Anu, cause as much damage as possible. He already has a target in mind. Yeah, we're going to warn the Disciples. Message from the Shadowed Hierarch thanks us for the information. Father of the feel the wrath of the dead, or experience this. I didn't want to go against the Disciples of Anu. Our first independent one. Hey, exploration site. Our operatives have discovered a warehouse full of weather. Warehouse along with stands on, covered in slimy, slippery, algae-like growth. Doing anything. Get whatever's easier to try. I know what's going to happen. Pick that. Got some materials and food. Right. See, it's growing. Okay. Our operatives have discovered a theme park dedicated to ads. Novelty boy band made of young hedge fund managers. Enormous success. Golden Gecko before crashing. Spectacular second album. Failed to sell more than copies. Park, like the band itself, is initially thought to be, ironically, is unusually well preserved. Okay. So Rupert Classy Lad Kane, formerly of the band, now works for analyst for Measure Message. These for Park are not. Mr. West does not know about my history. What he would. I was part of something so frivolous. Mantle it for materials, naturally. Half the park appears to be made of plywood, but there's at least a few bits of pieces of purpose. Have a look at this. Now, the factions, let me explain this a little. So, the New Jericho faction is very much a military faction, so they've got a general dude who takes orders, wants to get back to the way things were before it went to crap. We've got the Disciples of Anu, they want to make civilized society where everyone does their bit, but generally everyone's quite happy. And the Disciples of Anu want to embrace the alien stay away. So I find the Sanhedrion. Okay. Oh, video. After recovering the base and analyzing databanks functional, they are the finished only operating Phoenix Point base. Maybe other bases out there, but we still need to find them and bring them back. No sign of Randolph Symes III. He has left something potentially.
Randolph Symes was the last leader of the Phoenix Project. His great-grandfather had been there when it was founded, and he was there to witness its end. When we took back Phoenix Point, we found his notes. In his final days, as the world collapsed around him, he'd been working frantically to understand the Pandoravirus. Somewhere in the complicated history of the project, in decades of missions and investigations, there had to be an answer.
Like the mutated
His notes
DNA.
were damaged, too many of the files corrupted. But perhaps, if we could retrace his steps, we could figure out where his journey had taken him and what the answers he had discovered would mean for us.
Okay. Randolph Symes III's notes indicate the existence of private retreat by Symes. It used to be a place of meditation and research, but it may contain information. Understand what science is. So, we've got a mission that's opened up here. Not gonna do that quite yet. Approaching the burned out husk of New Jericho convoy, our operatives are suddenly startled by a shout from a rudimentary shelter dug out from one of the burned vehicles, which is a battered New Jericho technician, waving his arms and laughing. Exhausted by the ordeal, yet deeply grateful, the higher officers join. Totally. Elia Haddad, this month has not been the way I'd expected it. Comment. He sits down in the manticore. Dirt from his face. Okay, we have a new dude. Oh wow, and he's fully kitted out. Love it. Alright as well. This is kind of for now. Heavy. Search. Let's get these. I just want a nice the go and do this one. Anticore arrives at Asher during the right of hope, which faithful to believe in a bright future. Citizens, perfection is possible. Raising the beginning to approach perfection. Yeah. After the ceremony, there is peace, and there's some of the Havens and after the feast with a few beers and them, the priests are quite jolly. They're funny and sometimes graphic stories about how they used to spoon and all. Yeah. How they ultimately
Research complete.
Okay, the Zybadanu are a democratic religion cults. Children guide holy disciples of Gothic doctrine and the Order of Anu by the Messianic figure known only as towards the desperate cults in by belief built around dead god. But the disciples of Anu's leadership follow strict hierarchy. Access to the exalted is only for the most. We seek out an alliance with her. First have to gain approval of her servants, the Apostle of Onceborn, Keeper of the Threshold, Voiceless Hierophant, Divine Legate, the Shadowed Hierarch, and finally the There's a few beers that we... The latter said to be a compound beer.
The disciples of Anu were a mystery. Where others saw devastation, they saw hope. Where others saw the end of the world, they saw a new beginning. Their leader called herself the Exalted, and she claimed to believe in humanity. She preached that the human soul was perfect, that the root of our problems was our insufficient evolution. The Pandoravirus was a threat, but it was also an opportunity to change ourselves, to become better humans, to mutate. We knew that humanity needed to adapt. There was no other way to survive. The disciples offered a solution, but what was their end game? There was something beyond their hierarchies and their rituals. The Exalted had a secret.
I have to say, they are the most... I agree with the guns, but the disciples of Anu are certainly the most interesting. Okay, our optics report seeing a strange, spindly, quivering line of the horizon. Tentacle gets closer to discover a gargantuan, sending hundreds of meters in, rising from a pool of mutants. Holds himself in place with thin. Bloody it. Seems. Well, it almost seems like the whole thing is end. Or operative retrieve as much data as they can. 100 research for that.
Research complete.
Jericho. Militaristic organization founded by Tobias West, enigmatic billionaire founder of Vanadium Inc. Ideologically committed to West values of autocracy. New Jericho valorizes human skill as the foundation of freedom. Sees the Pandorans as a threat to the very core of humanity. West is said to have developed long-term military strategies, indeed where failed. Some accuse him of having built a cult of personality. Billionaire.
New Jericho was one man's vision, and everything depended on that one man. Before the war, Tobias West had been a billionaire, an elusive, controversial businessman who denounced war even as he profited from it. When the world fell, his empire began to rise. Some said he was a genius, a man of principle, dedicated to equality and merit, fighting to preserve the core of human freedom, our will. They said he had a plan, that he could lead us to victory. Others called him a dictator, a megalomaniac, fearful of infection and obsessed with purity. They said he was willing to do anything to win, no matter the cost. The Phoenix Project needed allies. New Jericho could help us turn the tide, but it all depended on one man.
You know what? I'd be very interested to see overall in the first campaigns of everyone that plays Phoenix Project, who did what. Really very much love. I mean, one of our new soldiers at Issachar asking to of our hearing about it when a child. Now that it's more than just a legend, just a concept. I've been training ever since I heard the project was back. You know, I never believed all the lies that were told about you. Governments have ordered you, mattered. Well, I guess it is what it is. Totally weak. Soldier grins. I get to join Phoenix Project? Wow, the Exalted must bless me in my sleep. I can't believe this is happening. Okay, let's have a look. Wow, he's meat. Love it. He's levels. Armor break. Axe enemy in 10 tiles still left. Let's give you a lot more speed because you. I'm going to take one of the yeah, we're going to take this one. Okay. Got 6 people. Well, pretty much. So we're going to try and. Armor value, the armor level. Oh yeah, and then I get to show you how round-based combat is a lot different than for X. Man, this is a great start. Really good start. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so now, as you can see, everyone has 4 ability points. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now the blue line means that they can move past this point. Don't go past that point. You're able to still fire your weapon. The weapon takes 2 ability points. Grenades take 2 ability. So if you don't move, you know, you're able to shoot and move. So,
all set.
Start with our sniper. Now the cover works a bit differently as well. Covers. If an enemy can see a body part, they can shoot it. So cover, not high cover, low cover, where you get a percentage chance of defense. Doesn't work like that at all.
Right there.
We're going to set up some Overwatch. So Overwatch, yeah, again works a bit differently. So normally in XCOM, before, if you press the Y button, it will shoot at the first enemy it sees. This is a lot more. You have to be careful. You have to be careful that you know, you don't stand one of your own guys right in front, because if you do, chances are that when the Overwatch shot gets off, you shoot your mate in the back of the head. Go up here. I'll show you the aiming. Sure. Cover. Long way. Okay, you come over here. See, again, careful.
Holding position.
Watch only takes 1 and shooting his gun only takes.
I'm on Overwatch. Running.
Oh. Hop. Right up. Got pistol. Okay, there's one. Got him. Missed. 4. So 3 in.
Aiming.
Game over. Come round. Nice shots. His gun.
Moving.
Oh yeah, so the bullets. Now you can aim they've all got all their body parts are separate. He fires, as you can see here, he fires 6 times 30. So one bullet has a 50% chance of going in the inner blue circle and a 100% chance of going in the outer. A lot of his bullets hit, some did, some didn't.
Ready to engage.
They get to fire twice if we... Getting it. All that and he still didn't die. Ah, we got him. Now, as you saw, -2 willpower, so all of the other enemies get minus willpower each time someone else dies, and the same for us. So killing them off.
Targeting. Target missed.
Hold it down. You
Right there.
bring up. With you now. Will do in a minute. So, let's see what they do.
Let's get moving.
Get our sniper to take him out.
And again, anarchist.
Fired and missed. Okay.
Here we go.
Missed. Again. Okay, so he gets to fire 3 times.
Take this.
4 times. But their pistols only cost 1 action point. Aim.
Moving out.
Move you up.
I'll keep my eyes open.
Sniper. Missed. Fire that. Thought we got it.
Aiming.
Right, well.
Miss.
One more. Got him.
That was a kill.
Damn.
Ready to engage.
Right. By a country mile. Fine. I did want to try and take the building out. Perhaps that. Yeah, I'll snipe it a bit more cover from it. Bring him over here. Okay, no, not.
Out of my property.
Come round.
Moving. Yeah.
And Dave. Still missed. Hoping that would allow us to.
Right there. Preparing to fire.
Kinda got him.
What's our plan? Targeting. Switching.
Now, ammo is very scarce and very.
On the double.
All the way in.
Go.
See, again, you've got to be very, very careful when it comes to cover. I was expecting.
Action.
Oh, that was silly. I don't like these two, do they? Did it. Drop something.
Moving.
Pop you there. I forgot. Very good. Missed. Unbelievable. Very good shot.
Acquiring target. Target missed. Shot.
Aiming.
We need to kill this. Got him.
Kill
right?
confirmed.
And the other one's panicked. Alright, let's see what he does.
Catching my breath.
Panics. Do is get someone bother him. Last one. We're gonna set up some. Can't fight.
They could be anywhere.
Ready to engage.
Decent. See what happens.
Let's go.
Problem. But he targets them. If we can. Covering it. Comes out that door.
I'm ready.
Oh, as well.
Running.
Got to pack ammo. Oh. Here.
Sprinting to position.
Mission is pretty much done.
and...
Yes.
Let's go.
Right. Oof. God. Experience 100 kilolamp. Explore areas covered by the mist.
Hi there. My name is Athena, and I'd like to thank you on behalf of Synedrion as a whole. You know, outsiders sometimes think of Synedrion as a bunch of naive, helpless people living in a big bubble, and I know we can appear that way. But the truth is, we are more like a powder keg. Trying to build a truly democratic society without hierarchies involves a lot of arguing. The terraformers want one thing, the polyphonic tendency another. Zara clashes with Nikolai, Stas tries to keep everyone calm. Every haven has a totally different set of priorities, and then something like this happens. I'm being honest about our flaws, because I think, crazily enough, the whole thing works. We've built something remarkable, given everything we've been through, and the Phoenix Project could help us really make a difference on this wretched planet. Think about it, please. We have a lot in common, and here's your payment. We believe in people being rewarded for their labor.
Yep, we'll take it.
You're welcome. I hope we can work together again.
Tech 200 and Venus Point. Okay, I need to... Give me just 2 seconds, hold on. Sorry about that, my wife has been super demanding. Okay, so we're going to carry on and see...
Construction complete.
We are getting along the 5 minutes mark. Oh, look at that, a mission. Right. Go back and heal for
Research complete.
Synedrion.
Synedrion was built on a dream, a world without hierarchies, without leaders, where human beings could embrace the potential of technology without its destructive side effects. The radicals of the old world had been proven right. The status quo could not sustain itself. But what now? What was the next step? Some argued for coexistence with the Pandoran ecosystem, hoping for a peaceful solution. Others advocated putting humanity before nature and claiming the planet for themselves. Trusting in the safety of their havens, the people of Synedrion argued about the best way forward. But the Pandoravirus had little interest in their arguments, and its power was still growing.
Okay, so I think that's all of them that we've met now. Haven trade. We'll heal up a little bit.
Research complete.
Establish a series of diplomatic protocols for trading with many settlements. Bad truth, fear and paranoia. Still, we will have to establish good relations in this. Just to let you know, that starts the death clock. Try and steer clear. Start mission. Thing. Make him pay for this mission. Load. Do a grenade. Boy. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there for now. It's been nearly an hour. We've met all three of the factions, gone through all three of their videos. So, good point where facts. Of course, I'm going to be doing the next. It's going to be our first Pandoran mission. See all the Pandoran enemies. They're very modular, so you know, every mission they'll have a different. You know, one arm will be a gun, the other will be a pincer or a shield or a rocket launcher. So, thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the like button. We'll see you guys on the next episode and we'll take out these pesky Pandora. Take care now. Bye bye.